Just because I worked 26 years in the prison and another 8 years training staff with prison does not mean that I'm immune to having family in prison. Tell a little story about I had an uncle, my dad's baby brother, who back in the day, this is many, many years ago, back in the 70s, he had a good friend of his come by his house and said, "Hey, come go with me. I need you to drive me somewhere." So he took him and drove him to this guy's house. Actually, it was a bar. He ran in, went along, he come running out and said, "Let's go." My uncle didn't know what was going on. He was fairly young then. He was just, okay, sure. And they took off and left. Well, unbeknownst to him, this guy had killed a guy, drug him into it, got him involved in it, even though he didn't even know it happened. And he ended up getting charged with misdemeanor accessory to murder and got like 5 years. And so he was serving his time. I remember as a kid, probably about 10 years old, going to visit him in prison, in one of the many prisons that I had transported inmates to. And we'd go visit him, and we'd go on Sundays, take food, stop by KFC and take food, eat on the grounds, minimum custody facility. And he ended up going to work on a road crew with Department of Transportation, holding the signs for people to work, that kind of stuff. And one of those days when he was out working, he ended up stealing the DOT pickup truck and escaped. And he stayed on the run for several years. And he would go out of state up to Michigan, where we had some other family. He'd go up there, hang out up there. And when he hear track of them finding him, he'd come back down our way. And they were constantly looking at him. And they finally did catch up with him. And he went in and he didn't have but just about, I think, 18 months left. And he ended up getting, I think, 3 months for a misdemeanor escape. And so he had to serve a little bit more time. He ended up serving about another year and got out. Just because someone works in a prison doesn't mean that they don't have any experience with family being in prison. You sort of know what it feels like when you're on the other side. Not everybody does. So if you like this story and want to keep seeing them, follow, leave comments. If you've got